Some of Nigeria's most famous pastors were just regular men trying to make sense of life. But what they all had in common was a deep turning point, a moment when their lives took a different path, one that led them into full-time ministry. Let's take a look at pastors and what they did before their calling. At number 21, we have Pastor Enoch Adeboye. Long before he became one of the most respected pastors in the world, Enoch Adeboye was a brilliant young boy from a very poor home in Ifewara, Osun State. Adeboye loved numbers and science, and this passion took him to Ilesha Grammar School in 1956. He later went on to study mathematics at the University of Ife, and even though the Civil War disrupted things, he eventually completed his degree in 1967. That wasn't the end. He earned a master's in hydrodynamics and later got his PhD in applied mathematics from the University of Lagos. Before stepping into the ministry, Adeboye was a respected mathematics lecturer, first at the University of Lagos and then at the University of Ilorin. He was known as a no-nonsense academic, deeply committed to teaching and research. But something began to shift in the early 70s. In 1973, he joined a small church called the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, where he served quietly under the founder, Pastor Josiah Akindayomi. By 1977, he was ordained a pastor, and in 1981, after the founder's death, Adeboye became general overseer. At that time, RCCG was a modest church with just a few parishes in Nigeria, but under Adeboye, things exploded. He began teaching holiness, prayer, and divine direction, and his vision to plant RCCG churches within 5 minutes of every home started taking shape. Today, RCCG is in over 186 countries with tens of thousands of parishes worldwide.
Let somebody shout hallelujah.
Next up at number 20, we have Bishop David Oyedepo, who didn't start in a church but with drawing boards and building plans. He was from a family with both Islamic and Christian roots. His father was a Muslim healer while his mother was a devout Christian. Oyedepo studied architecture in Kwara State Polytechnic and later earned a PhD in human development from Honolulu University. In his early working life, he practiced architecture, designing buildings and dreaming of successful projects, but life had something different planned. In 1981, Oyedepo said he received a vision from God, and that moment changed everything. In 1983, he was ordained by Pastor Enoch Adeboye and began his own ministry. He named it Living Faith Church, but it's more famously known today as Winners Chapel. The church began in Kaduna, but by 1989, he had moved to Lagos. From there, things accelerated quickly. Winners Chapel became known for prosperity teachings, healing, and success-driven sermons. In 1999, Oyedepo built the Faith Tabernacle, a 50,000-seat church auditorium in Ota, Ogun State, one of the largest in the world at the time. His background in architecture showed in every detail of the ministry's infrastructure. He also established Covenant University and Landmark University, both among Nigeria's top private institutions. Today, Winners Chapel has over 300 branches around the world and runs a vast network of schools, publishing houses, and even owns aircraft. At number 19, we have Prophet T.B. Joshua, who came from very humble beginnings. He couldn't finish secondary school due to lack of money and had to find ways to survive. He worked on a poultry farm, washed feet for people on the muddy streets of Lagos, and even taught children informally while trying to complete evening classes. His life was full of struggle, but also full of unusual spiritual experiences. T.B. Joshua later said that he fasted for 40 days in a prayerful search for his life's purpose, and that's when he received what he believed to be a divine calling. In 1987, he started the Synagogue Church of All Nations, SCOAN, with just 8 members. Through what many believed to be healing miracles and prophecy, T.B. Joshua began to attract crowds. When Emmanuel TV launched, it took his ministry global. By the early 2000s, SCOAN was drawing international visitors from all over Africa, South America, and Europe. People came to Nigeria not just for tourism, but to attend his healing services. His church remained packed. SCOAN became one of the most talked about ministries in Africa, and even after his passing in 2021, the legacy of what he built still draws attention. At number 18, we have Jerry Eze.
ETH deficiency. If you want the word, put it on the live stream.
He studied history and international relations at Abia State University. After that, he didn't go straight into ministry. He worked as a communications specialist. He handled media and advocacy roles, even working with the United Nations Population Fund and the World Bank projects for HIV/AIDS. His job involved a lot of public engagement, planning, and managing campaigns. In 2011, he founded Streams of Joy International in Umuahia, Abia State. The church was modest at the start, but things changed dramatically during the COVID-19 lockdown in 2020. While churches were shut down, Pastor Jerry started a YouTube-based prayer platform called NSPPD, New Season Prophetic Prayers and Declarations. Within months, it went viral. His high-energy prayers, emotional testimonies, and consistent online presence made NSPPD one of the most watched live prayer sessions in Africa. People from different parts of the world started joining the sessions every morning. The catchphrase, "What God cannot do does not exist." It became widely known. Streams of Joy expanded rapidly, with branches opening in major cities in Nigeria and abroad. At number 17, we have Pastor Paul Enenche. He studied medicine at the University of Jos. He practiced as a medical doctor and was known for treating patients with kindness and skill. But somewhere along the way, he felt that God was calling him to a different kind of healing, one that touched the spirit and soul. In 1996, alongside his wife Becky, who is also a medical doctor, he founded Dunamis International Gospel Center in Abuja. They started in a small hall, preaching and praying for the sick, the broken, and the hopeless. The church grew through his fiery preaching, emphasis on holiness, and strong healing services. In 2018, he unveiled the Glory Dome, a massive 100,000-seat auditorium in Abuja, one of the largest in Africa. It was a bold statement that Dunamis had arrived. Today, the church has hundreds of branches across Nigeria and overseas. At number 16, we have Pastor Paul Adefarasin. He studied architecture at the University of Miami in the United States. After school, he worked in urban planning and architectural design. But even while working as an architect in Florida, he volunteered as a youth pastor. Something was always tugging at his spirit. In 1990, he returned to Nigeria, unsure what the next step would be. That same year, a local church in Lagos invited him to serve, and soon after, another Christian leader offered him the chance to lead the church in London. Adefarasin moved to the UK and pastored a small congregation that grew from 17 to nearly 500 in just a few years. He also studied ministry at the International Bible Institute of London. But in 1994, while trying to renew his UK visa in Lagos, an unexpected delay made him stay longer in Nigeria. In July 1994, he co-founded House on the Rock in Lagos. House on the Rock became one of Nigeria's most influential churches. He later launched The Experience, a massive gospel concert that brings together millions of worshippers and top gospel artists from around the world. At number 15, we have Pastor Sam Adeyemi. He studied civil engineering at the University of Ilorin. After graduating, Sam went into engineering practice, applying himself to construction and project management. His life was centered on blueprints on building sites, not Bible verses and blessings. His real shift into ministry began when he felt a spiritual calling that redirected his path. In 1995, in Lagos, he founded Daystar Christian Center, not with a crowd, but with a few people and a big vision. Over the years, Daystar expanded rapidly, especially among young professionals and urban families who were looking for more than just emotional sermons. Programs like the Daystar Leadership Academy and the Excel Conference became magnets for people who wanted real change in their lives. What began as a small fellowship turned into a mega church with a strong online presence and physical branches across Nigeria. Next up, at number 14, we have Pastor Jeremiah Omoto Fufeyin. His roots were grounded in the gritty hustle of everyday business. Born in Delta State, Fufeyin worked in a chemist shop and later delved into trading and entrepreneurship. He wasn't a millionaire and he didn't come from privilege, but he was a hustler in the true Nigerian sense of the word, always on the move, always trying to find a way. The turning point came in 2010 when he founded Christ Mercy Land Deliverance Ministry in Warri, Delta State. What started out as a humble gathering soon exploded in size and influence. Fufeyin's style was charismatic and deeply rooted in the Pentecostal tradition of deliverance and miracles, but what really set him apart was his generosity. He began organizing massive outreaches, giving out food, paying hospital bills, sponsoring surgeries, and even distributing cash. His television channel, Mercy TV, became the face of his ministry, broadcasting healing services that many described as dramatic and powerful. Over time, his church became a destination for those seeking healing, breakthrough, and financial relief. And thanks to his entrepreneurial mind, the ministry expanded swiftly with massive crowds and a strong regional following across the Niger Delta and beyond. At number 13, we have Pastor Chris Okotie. He was a former Nigeria's pop prince, a flamboyant figure in the 1980s music scene, known for his good looks, funky lyrics, and smooth voice. He started singing from a young age and rose to fame after meeting music producer Odion Iroje in 1980. His songs like I Need Someone, Carolina, and Fine Mama dominated the airwaves and earned him a loyal fan base.
Younger place where the lights are shining bright.
Okotie had studied law at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and even though music took over for a while, he eventually felt a spiritual pull that changed everything. In February 1987, at the peak of his musical career, he shocked fans by walking away from entertainment to answer a call to ministry. He founded the Household of God Church International Ministries in Lagos, a church that reflected his unique personality. His sermons were eloquent and intellectual and full of the kind of flair only someone like Okotie could pull off. Although his church never reached the size of some of the bigger Nigerian megachurches, it became a prominent voice in Lagos. Okotie's involvement in politics and his controversial public statements kept him in the spotlight, but for his loyal followers, he was both shepherd and scholar, an artist turned preacher with a message and a mission. At number 12, we have Apostle Johnson Suleiman. He was already knee-deep in business before he ever thought about preaching. He was known for being industrious and street smart from a young age. In fact, Suleiman himself has shared that he became a millionaire by the time he was just 19 years old, while still in school, by transporting cocoa in trucks from his state to the northern parts of Nigeria. Nigeria. Eventually, though, he felt a divine tug on his heart and chose a different path. In 2004, he founded Omega Fire Ministries in Auchi. What began as a local church quickly grew into a global brand. Suleiman's preaching style was fiery and unapologetically prophetic. He became known for miracle services, healings, and prophecies that drew people from far and wide. His television ministry, Celebration TV, broadcast his crusades to an international audience, expanding his influence beyond Nigeria. Today, Omega Fire Ministries boasts branches in several countries, with Suleiman at the helm as one of Nigeria's most vocal and recognizable pastors. Next up, at number 11, we have Pastor Tunde Bakare. Bakare studied law at the University of Lagos and became a practicing lawyer. He worked in several reputable law firms before establishing his own law practice. His sharp mind, bold personality, and eloquence made him a force in the legal field. But even while he was excelling in law, he was also inching closer to ministry. He served as a legal advisor to Deeper Life Bible Church and later became a pastor under the Redeemed Christian Church of God, where he led the model parish. But Bakare was never one to stay under the shadows for long. In 1989, he founded the Latter Rain Assembly in Lagos, which has now been rebranded to Citadel Global Community Church. Beyond the pulpit, he has made several political moves, including running as the vice presidential candidate alongside Muhammadu Buhari in 2011. Next up at number 10, we have Pastor Lazarus Moka. Before being a pastor, he was another hardworking Nigerian trying to make ends meet. He was born in Imbidi, Imo State, and raised in a Catholic household. Like many young men of his time, he moved to Lagos in 1975 looking for greener pastures. He worked briefly for a company before starting his own business as a trader. His journey into Pentecostalism began in the early 90s after facing some personal spiritual challenges that changed his perspective on life and faith. In 2002, after years of service in another church, he claimed to have received a divine vision that led him to start the Lord's Choosing Charismatic Revival movement. At first, the church was small, just a group of believers trying to follow God, but it grew rapidly. Moka preached holiness, obedience, and the power of God to change lives. The church's loud, uniform-wearing members became a visible force on the streets of Lagos and eventually across Nigeria. Massive crusades, healing services, and evangelism drives helped swell their numbers. Today, the Lord's Choosing is one of the most recognizable Pentecostal movements in Nigeria, with branches all over and a media presence that keeps growing. At number 9, we have Prophet Chukwemeka Ohanemere Odumeje.
I'm still the fight and I'm still in Bible.
Who was just a hustling young man on the streets of Onitsha before his church. He dropped out of school after primary level and entered into the leather business and served as an apprentice in the bustling markets of Onitsha, where he also traded and dabbled in music. Odumeje was trying to make it as a performer, and that theatrical flair would later become the foundation of his ministry. In 2010, everything changed. That year, he founded the Mountain of Holy Ghost Intervention and Deliverance Ministry in Onitsha. It didn't start big, but Odumeje knew how to attract a crowd. His church gained attention quickly, not from traditional evangelism, but through viral videos, music, and notable rich men who attended his church. Though it never became one of Nigeria's biggest churches, it became one of the most talked about, especially among young people who were drawn to his charisma. At number 8, we have Bishop Mike Okonkwo. His first brush with the working world came in 1964, where he joined the Nigerian Port Authority, but that lasted only 3 months. He soon shifted into banking, joining African Continental Bank (ACB), where he found his footing. He helped pioneer the Martin Street branch in Lagos and later got transferred to the east during the Nigerian Civil War. After that, he returned to his banking job, this time in Enugu, where he continued until something deeper began to stir in him. In November 1970, he encountered Jesus in a very personal way. From then on, everything changed. He began to attend church regularly at United Church of Christ (UCC) and was eventually ordained in 1971. A year later, he took up a pastoral assignment in Lagos. His ministry began to expand and he was officially released as an evangelist in 1976. Okonkwo spent nearly a decade serving under Apostle Ebo of UCC, but by 1980, circumstances pushed him to move on. That move led to something big. On January 4th, 1981, he founded the Redeemed Evangelical Mission, TREM. Starting small, TREM grew steadily under Okonkwo's leadership. Over the years, TREM has grown to include over 160 branches across Nigeria and beyond. At number 7, we have Pastor David Ibiome. Ibiome studied marketing and even worked in the field for a while. His background gave him a deep understanding of people, what moves them, what inspires them, and how to capture their attention. In 1997, he launched Salvation Ministries in Port Harcourt with just 34 people in attendance on that first Sunday, April 13th, 1997. But Ibiome wasn't interested in small thinking. Within a few years, the church exploded in growth. He later established the Word of Faith Bible Institute to train future ministers and members, further cementing his legacy. Today, Salvation Ministries has over 30 branches and continues to influence millions, both through live services and televised broadcasts. His foundation in marketing made it easier to understand outreach, branding, and communication, vital tools that helped him turn his modest beginning into a Pentecostal powerhouse. At number 6, we have Pastor Tony Rapu. He was a trained medical doctor who focused on community health. His days were spent healing people's bodies, but over time he felt a stronger pull toward healing their souls. While working in the medical field, Rapu saw firsthand the connection between physical illness and societal issues, addiction, poverty, broken homes, and that awareness later shaped his style of ministry. In 1996, he founded This Present House in Lagos, but it didn't stop there. This Present House became the flagship of the House of Freedom, a network that includes the Waterbrook Church and God Bless Nigerian Church, among others. Each branch focused on different demographics, urban professionals, creatives, and grassroots communities. He also launched the Freedom Foundation, which addresses drug addiction, prostitution, and poverty issues he saw often during his medical career.
Hello. I dey work now, but I dey come now. I beg. CMD. Yeah. I'm customer just call me now. I'm going out. If anybody come here now, bring work, come. No do anything. Just call me on phone. You dey hear me?
No wahala.
Just call me on phone. No do anything.
I no
call me on phone.
No wahala.
You dey hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I dey come down. Now.
Okay, no wahala.
I dey come now. Okay.
Now they never leave you.
Let's have it.
Hello.
I'm very stupid. I'm very foolish.
Oh no. Hello.
Yes.
Now you dey stay here.
Yes, let me dey here now. Yes, how can I help you?
Now you dey draw all these things here.
No be me dey here. You didn't see me for here. No my work now. You didn't see work what they did. You didn't see pictures I don't draw here.
He shot you. You feel draw me?
No my work be this. They see work so I don't do. They see.
It's okay.
Okay, then.
I saw something.
I need this kind of drawing so that I go put them for my parlor. I hope you do the work well.
You want to small something now? Not be this face. Okay. You get another face we get. You know be this face.
Now this face.
This face now.
They talk like this.
I small something.
Did I say you be professional?
See, it's just which size you want? Which size?
Big size, just big size.
Big size.
I need big size.
Big size is expensive, oh.
I don't care about the money, even if na 100,000 I go pay. If you can be able to give me a good job.
Okay, I go pay 100,000.
You know how it is. I say even if na 100,000 I go pay. You be mumu.
No wahala. You don't have a problem.
You think say they wise?
See now because of the way I dey draw for you, I dey draw people closer to God self. If you want to draw you, I go draw you closer to God. Anything you want, I dey draw people. So what you go do now be say, I go draw you now, but I go tell you how I go position so that I go draw you. No, I go see your picture.
But
No.
I'm supposed to tell you how I want to stay.
No. For this our office, I go tell you how I go take position.
Okay.
Make I fit draw you.
Okay, now so
Yes,
the nature
now.
of the work.
Now, the way we take position for this thing now,
Okay.
raise one of your leg up like this.
Okay.
Raise your leg, then put one of your hand for your head. Then carry your hand up some more again. Just do like that.
Nah,
Put
okay.
just do like that. If you shake, if I draw this in, you shake. You don't.
What be this? What be this?
Just do like that.
Jesus.
If you shake like that,
Do me a favor.
I don't tell you.
This kind of work, sir, I don't understand that.
Do like that. Too. If you shake,
The thing no
why
dey
you
easy.
shake now?
No dey easy now.
Who just say the thing no dey easy?
The thing no dey easy.
You don't know. You don't know why it's going on.
Tell person to hang one of his leg up, sir. I don't understand this kind of drawing. Huh?
Why you dey shake?
I don't understand this kind of- I'm sure say na you dey stay here.
Come send your money first. See, don't do all this in my picture they come off finish.
Oh yeah, account number.
90. Now, best way send us full money now they give full picture. If you don't give us full money, no full picture for you. 90 32
32.
You are a criminal.
11.
Wow. Which bank is that?
CMD bank.
Okay, the thing don't go.
You don't send them?
Yes. Yes, I don't have them. Check. Yeah, they deliver. Now you serve at the fear your own.
Okay, I don't see them.
Okay.
See, this one what they do now.
Okay.
This is what they do now. If you go shake again, your money don't cancel. Go start afresh. You go pay another fresh money. Jesus! If you know say you no want make I draw you, you tell me. But if you want make I draw you, if you shake again, your money don't cancel.
Agreement to be this one. I don't understand.
I don't tell you finish. You understand? They take draw my own. No. Oh yeah.
Let's have it. Let's have it.
Raise your leg up.
Okay.
Wetin be this? Wetin be this? Jesus.
No shake.
Jesus! Mommy, nobody dey shake. Mommy, nobody dey shake. Nobody dey shake.
No shake. As you dey like that, no shake.
Okay. This thing no dey easy.
Wait, make I draw you finish. Like if you shake, your money don't cancel.
No easy, oh.
Just dey like that.
Oh Jesus. Oh, the struggle.
Let it talk.
The suffer is real. That true.
But that thing no easy.
Okay, why you shake now? In fact, your money don't cancel.
If you try, I go tell you say my money don't cancel.
I know they draw you again.
I go tell me say my money don't
Your money don't cancel. And then they give you that money again.
You don't draw me with the one where I hang my leg. Don't draw me.
You go pay another money before I go draw this your picture
No,
again.
no, if you try that kind of thing, no try.
I don't know. I don't tell you.
My own no good. I know
Ah.
wetin make I dey tell you. Never start work. You say my money
I
don't.
don't do finish.
Just draw me normal. Now
And they draw people closer to God.
I'm very stupid. I'm very foolish.
see. I want make you draw me.
See whiskey. Let me draw whiskey. You never come collect the
This
key.
is where you draw. He leg dey up.
You know what?
You
Picture.
sure say na you dey
Ask
stay? You sure say na you dey stay?
Okay, I know they draw you again.
That's what I do for you.
Don't close.
You know they draw me.
Go house. Your money don't go.
Transfer my money.
Okay, say I don't close. I know they draw you again.
Transfer my money.
Your money don't go.
Transfer my money.
I know they know. I said they do again. I know they
But no carry me play. I know they joke.
I don't draw you finish.
God
I
of
know they
Most
draw
High
you again.
God of Destiny of Forever, God of King of the King.
Up, chupia, mutie.